So when we last left our intrepid dragon, we found out that Celestia was about to call on the main six. So yes, folks, maybe, just maybe, the mares that you come to this show for, the main characters, the characters that you like from your favorite TV show, might actually get out their bums and do something other than contemplate their navels! Maybe. If we ask the fic really nice, like this, "Hey fanfic, can the girls that I actually enjoy do something?" No. Well, fuck you then. The request. Though your heart may glitter when mineral is gold, one touch is still icy and cold. Rarity was still at Twilight's house. She had finally been able to drag herself out of Spike's room, and after drawing a face on his pillow, she admitted that he may have been a bit overdramatic. No. Canon Rarity is overdramatic. This is obsessive. But the two still missed him. They were the two closest mares in his life. They were cleaning at the library. Twilight protested Rarity's offer to help. But the white mare insisted that she owe her for her hospitality. Don't you have a job? She tried going back to the boutique, oh thank God, but she became depressed when she was alone. So, wait. Were you thinking that as soon as you confessed your love to him that he was going to stay with you 24/7 and move in? Was that it? Sweetbelle did live there. So we killed her parents then. Well, she was always out with friends or at school, so Rarity thought comfort in there being the only other mare that missed Spike as much as her. Rarity, get a life. But I do. God in me has a life. This obsessive mare needs to learn to move on. A tear dropped from Rarity's eye. I missed him, she moaned, levitating a book onto herself. How long has it been, Twilight? She sighed. Over 2 weeks. 16 days to be exact. I don't know why I haven't teleported to Carolot. She tried to suppress her own tears. I've never been away from him for this long. Even when he went to Carolot on official business, he would only be gone for a week. And you're not teleporting over here to Canterlot. Why? Not asking shiny questions. Rarity sniffled. This must be so hard for you, darling. She ran over and hugged the lavender unicorn, breaking into a fit of tears. You've known him for all his life. What about you? She cried back, digging her teary face to the white mare's shoulder. You love him. You two were happy and they just took him away. Train ride! Canterlot! Move your asses! Oh, Twilight, what could he possibly be doing with him? Okay. Here are 2 tickets to a train. Get on it. Go to Canterlot. Talk to Celestia. It's not that hard. Before Twilight could answer, there was a knock on the door. I'll get Rarity, said the bookish unicorn, slowly unwrapping herself from her friend and opening the door. Before her glares exploded in the mare's faces, Derpy stared at Twilight with her crooked yellow eyes. Easy mail, Twilight, she said, before taking off to the air to the next delivery. Twilight looked at the mailman as she flew away. She shook her head carelessly as she picked up all the letters with her magic and neatly piled them on the nearby desk. Rarity looked curiously at the stack of letters. Is there anything from Spike? She asked hopefully. Twilight looked at the pile. Sure enough, there was a letter for the dragon sitting on top. Nope, she said, quickly trying to hide the letter behind her back, in fear of Rarity having a breakdown. Why would she have a breakdown? Just open the letter, she would be more comforted by... Ah! This fic understands relationships about as well as Micah does. No, wait. Even Micah's better than this. The white mare frowned at her. Darling, you're still being a terrible liar. I can see right through you. Nice to meet you, dear. You sure? She asked. Don't want to get you upset. Now, Twilight, I may have been a little, let's say, overdramatic these last 2 weeks. But I calmed down since then, and I can take whatever the letter has to say. I'll just need to know how my Spike is doing. Twilight sighed. She knew she was beat. She slowly levitated the letter to Rarity, who took it and quickly opened it up. She cleared her throat and read the letter out loud. Dear Twilight, sorry my letter last time was so sloppy, but I'm not even supposed to be sending these. As little sense as it makes. My training has been officially completed. I am now a member of the Celestial Gods. Also, speaking of Celestial, I have good news. The princess is sending for all of you in 3 days. I'll finally be able to see you all again, but try and act surprised when they get here. I can't wait to see you all again. Signed, Spike. P.S. Twilight, could you get this letter to Rarity? The next part is for her eyes only. Why not just call them now? Why wait 3 days? Just call. Rarity smirked a little as he continued to read the rest of the letter in silence. Rarity, ever since I was whisked away to Canterlot, there's not been a moment that goes by I don't think about you. I wish I could be with you right now, to hold you, to feel your lips against mine. I long for your touch, my love. Ever since that night in the balcony, I vowed that night in the balcony I would never leave you, and it pains me that my promise was broken so quickly. You must know it was never my intention. I never wanted to hurt you. Also, you must know that it's because I love you that I need to see you again. My life has been threatened, and I fear not that I would die, but I would die without ever seeing you again. Ow! That was so smalty it hurt. I must see you again, Rarity. I love and miss you very much. Forever yours, your Spiky Wikey. She finished reading the letter with a teardrop in her eye. She quickly wiped it away and resumed a face of emotionless dignity. She quietly headed out towards the door. Rarity, where are you going? She asked Twilight. Rarity looked back at Twilight and gave a small smile. My home, the Pocket Claws, didn't you rehear the letter? They'll be sending for us in 3 days, and that's not nearly enough time to pick for a trip for Canterlot, which is about a 5-hour trip by train. Okay. Rarity scratched her chin and thought, 3 days isn't nearly enough time. Tell me, Twilight, what does one pack before going to battle? The Violet Mare just stared blankly at her friend. I don't know. Armor, I guess? She pondered. I suppose. But armor would make my hair all frizzy. Maybe I'll just pack a nice sweater. She realized he was rambling. Well, regardless, I'll see you in 3 days, Twilight. I'll thank you again for your hospitality. You're a true friend. Twilight smiled. No problem. I'll tell the others to get ready. She closed the door behind Rarity and headed upstairs to begin packing for the upcoming trip. Starlight, star bright, how I wish this fic would end tonight. The past 3 days seemed to take forever. Spike woke up early with the morning sun. Spike could hardly sleep, which in itself was a gift because he didn't have to deal with conquests. The green and purple dragon leapt out of bed and hopped to the shower. The day was going to be perfect. Let the heart wire shook him. It was a great feeling as he thought about finally being reunited with all his friends. It'd be nice to see Rainbow Dash and Applejack and Pinkie Pie. He would definitely want to throw him a party. Commas are your friends. Hopefully, first I recovered from the little incident. Told her probably squeezed the life out of him, but it'd be nice to see her. Of course, no doubt it was Rarity that would be the happiest to see. He wondered how she would react. Would she be overjoyed with the happiness and jump into his strong arms as they would passively kiss in the light of the sunset? He would only imagine. He got out of the shower and took the wire off. As he left the bathroom, he noticed a tall, dark mare sitting casually on the bed. Oh, God. Listen, I know some of you people listening are Luna fans. If you want to leave right now and go away and come back in a few minutes, I won't blame you. I'll be fine. I'm going to have to sit through this shit, but I'll persevere. Luna played with her hair as he glanced towards the dragon. Did you have a nice shower? She asked. Oh crap, he thought. Hello, Luna, he said nervously as he tore himself towards the door. She giggled at the dragon. Relax, Spike. It's not early in the morning, and I'm not in the mood right now, anyway. Oh, that's good. That's good, repeated the princess, wondering what he meant. What do you mean by that's good? Nothing. He doesn't want to have sex with you. Quit the dragon quickly. Is there a reason you're here? The concerned face quickly smiled. Well, as you know, your friends are coming in tonight, and therefore I've been assigned rooms to sleep in. Really? Asked Spike. Yes, and I made special arrangements to have Rarity be bedded in this room. Spike's feeling out like the sun. Really? He said excitedly, when he's springing open the very thought of him and Rarity being alone in his room. Yes, which means he'll be moving rooms, she cheered. Something in Spike's mind shattered like a pane of glass. Really? Yep, you'll be moved to a different room, she said. Spike gulped. And where am I to be moved exactly? He asked carefully. Well, since all the guest rooms are filled up, and I simply refuse to sleep in your barracks because I see no other option than have you sleep in my room. Well, never seen your nose bleed that much. Trixie, tissue. You go.
Thank you. Spike's eyes contracted as Sora's fireroom echoed over and over in his head. Are you sure? The princess got up and plunged past Spike, brushing his face and starry tail as he headed towards the door. Don't worry, Spike, she whispered. There's plenty of room in my bed. She winked before disappearing, down the hall. Oh, and before I forget, Kerbroof wants to see you in the dungeon, she called out. Spike quickly went down the opposite hallway for Luna. This was terrible. She had completely forgotten that Luna had decided to have this strange success with him all of a sudden.
I forgot! What are you talking about? What was in that tissue? Thick. Oh, it felt really good. Wow, really clear to the sizes. What was up with that anyway? That's what I want to know. He admitted that though the princess had desirable features, his heart belonged to Rarity. Rarity. She couldn't find out about this affair, even though he hadn't done anything except kiss, which she always forced on him. There's a lot of crap he couldn't deal with right now, as he headed to the dank passage that led to the castle dungeon. It smelt like mold and stale water, and every wall was covered in critter slime. He continued his descent. He heard the sounds of screaming. Some were cries for help, claiming false innocence, while others laughed maniacally, cursing and seeking Cerberus. So it's an insane asylum! He turned the corner and walked down the hallway, cells on both sides. Colored different ponies were locked up in cages, along with a few zebras, 2 griffins, and a creepy-looking minotaur. At the end of the hall was a familiar-looking guard. Morning, Kerbroof, said Spike. The pony just stared at him, not returning the good morning. Well, how's your friend?
We know her name's Iris, and she used to be an eye doctor before she was conquered,
He grumbled. Anything else?
Yeah, her name is Iris, and she used to be an eye doctor before she was conquered.
Kerbroof mimicked.
See, he keeps saying that over and over again. Wonder why he makes them kill themselves. She ain't talking.
Dragon sighed. Conquest doesn't care about them talking. He just likes to watch ponies die.
Well, you or no, smirked the guard pony. Anyway, she keeps saying she wants to talk to you. Won't shut up about it.
Spike knew where this was going. So you want me to?
Sir up, yes.
Spike sighed as he pulled open the steel door in the prison cell. In the back corner was a blue Pegasus wearing a brown robe. She looked up against Spike a toothy smile. A few of her teeth were missing. Both eyes were bruised. She had several cuts on her face that only started to scab over. Dragon, she said happily. So happy to see you, Farmony. Nice to see you too. Iris, was it? asked Spike. She nodded quickly. That's right. Iris. I used to be an eye doctor. So I've heard, grunted the dragon in annoyance. Couldn't we have used a better eye-sounding name? But then I was enlightened, she said. I was conquered, if you will. I quit my job and joined something bigger than myself. Good for you. It was such a big help in my life. I found out my husband, after 3 years long of faithful marriage, decided he didn't love me anymore and wanted a divorce. She yelled, her smile growing wider, words in her child's giggles. I was distraught. I still loved him, but he didn't. So he left me. He left me and my child all alone with some hussy. Purple Drake paused. Sorry to hear that. Don't be. It was the greatest thing that could have happened. Because that night, while I was crying in my room, he came to me. He, as in conquest. The glorious one himself. She cried, clapping her hands in excitement. He descended to my mind and offered to take the pain away. Who wouldn't want that? So he did. In mere moments I felt nothing. The heartbreak, sadness, all gone. Okay. When my heart emptied of compassion, I did what I couldn't do before. When my ex-husband came to me to deliver the final divorce forms, I stabbed him 69 times with a corkscrew. She laughed, slamming her hoof against the wall. Gasping her air, she continued to cackle. Then it came the fun part. I found out where his little whore lived, and I confronted her. I'm assuming that went well, moaned Spike, rubbing Simple's frustration. What did you do to her? Guys, work with me on this. Would you feel as annoyed as Spike with this little story? Or do you actually feel, a little angry, frightened, horrified, grumbly, angry, something other than annoyance? Because right now, it feels like Spike is just listening to one of those weirdo hippies, less than somebody who just got their mind raped and was turned into a mental zombie. I sanded her pretty little face off is what I did. Then I threw her in a swamp and let the gators have at her. I do hope she lived near a swamp. Spike paused for a moment and said, "That sounds to me like a very little creative way to kill someone." "Well, that's what he does, Dragon," she screamed. "He puts thoughts into your head, suggestions and things that you never act upon. He controls the way you think." Her voice was becoming quiet. A smile that had been on her face the whole time slowly faded. "He makes you do things you never do." He was dead quiet. "Like what?" asked the concerned Dragon. He heard a sniffle, a little hyperventilation to keep her tears back. He made me do. "He made you do what?" She looked up, tears welling up in her eyes. "He made me kill my baby." There was a deadly silence as he continued. "I wrapped up in a towel, placed it in a bathtub. I made sure I plugged the drain, turned on the water, gave him a kiss before leaving the bathroom and locking the door. He was such a good little fool. He never cried once." That sounds less like what Conquest did and more what I did. Oh God, Emil Kudos, don't give me the full story. Don't give me the full story. Oh, what's the matter, Netzebringa? You loved that story. Don't you dare! I remember. They were two good friends of mine. They just had a unicorn foal. Oh God! And they let me hold her. It was so cute. And I noticed there was a dripping faucet nearby. Oh God, I hate this story. And I thought to myself, how long could a little baby unicorn hold their breath? I mean, after all, I'm a nurse pony, and when I was a little colt, I found out I could hold my breath for 5 minutes. Surely a unicorn could hold for less. So I turned on the faucet, went over with the baby in my arms, and then Oh my God! Hey, you rolled it. I know I did. I know I did. And people think Conquest is worse in their eyes. That of the villains I've done, he's worse. Conquest never almost drowned a baby. That's for science. Want you to remember that, folks. She tried to force a smile, but she couldn't. Burst into tears, crying only as a mother who lost her child could cry. Why did you do that? Raised the dragon, grabbing the mare by her throat. Oh, sure, now you lose your temper! I don't want you, dragon, she yelled. That's what he does. He makes you think it's your idea at the beginning, then you enjoy it. But he tells you to kill someone really close to you, when they have no desire to harm. And that's when he takes over. You think I wanted to kill my son? I think you wanted to take the easy way out. You forgot that was Conquest. There is a fine line between getting angry and annoyed, and you are caressing this, Mike. You're so stupid, she snared. If you let him in your head, he'll never leave. It happened to me. It happened to all of us. Why are you telling me this? She stopped crying. She closed her eyes, left side of herself, forcing her into a sadistic smile, while the Aerosite stayed in distress. Because I'm letting her, a deep voice said. What? She opened her eye. It was blood red, just like Conquest. Iris, my dear, did you really think I let go of one of my little playthings like that? She grabbed her side of her face and asked. I'm sorry, my lord, the Aerosite begged. I was weak. Please forgive me. Now, Iris, I forgive you. The evil side of her face said. You do? She asked softly. Of course. I'm not a monster. Oh, what am I saying? Yes, I am! I mean, I have to kill you, but I'll always forgive you before I kill you. He laughed. No, please, master! cried the blue Pegasus, tears slowly running down her non-red eye. I could do better. I could be better. I don't feel regret. I love killing my son, she said, forcing a laugh. The red eye rolled in its socket before staring at the dragon. This is what I despise, Spiny Spike. They're spineless, selfish cowards, willing to do or say anything to survive. He sighed. Life will be so much better when they're all dead. The red eye slowly turned to normal. Iris's mouth started to relax. She looked at the dragon. She was panting for breath. Oh God, she screamed, grabbing her hair roll hose. Please! She cried, her hose slinging down her head, stomping up both sides of the skull. Help me! She forced her head around. A sickening crack had gone through the cell as her body fell to the ground. Spike stared at the dead mare. She had broken her own neck, or rather conquest made her. He walked down the cell, heavy hearted for what he had just witnessed. Curpoof was waiting for him on the other side of the steel door.
So, what happened? Did you find out anything interesting?
He asked. Yeah, said the dragon. Found out they're not bad ponies. They just had bad things happen to them. Curpoof burrowed his brow to Drake.
I have no idea what that's supposed to mean,
he said. Spike walked by him in silence. Is there anything else? He asked. The guard pony nodded.
Yeah, do you want you in the dead for fitting?
The dead? The dragon asked bluntly. Why do you call it that?
Because it's hard to dragon's piss down there,
choked Curpoof. Spike scowled at the joke. You don't know the first thing about dragons, do you?
I know they're overgrown pests, snorted the guard. It's down the gray hallway, the one that keeps going down.
Spike didn't acknowledge him any further. He just followed the direction that Curpoof had pointed out. There's a knock on Carousel Boutique's door. Rarity was still in her bed, turning her asleep before ignoring the knocking. Rarity took a pillow and pressed it to her ear. Who'll be knocking at such an early hour? She mumbled. Hello? A voice called out. Rarity, wake up, it's twilight. White Mare's eyes shot open. Today was the day the princess would send out for them and bring them to Canterlot. She quickly scrambled out of her massive bed, levitating the large pile of suitcases he had parked around after the lair had arrived, and headed to the door. She kicked it open and ran past her friend, dragging her bags behind her. Good morning, Tie-Dye, she said, stopping to turn around and look at her friend. Good morning to you, too, she mumbled. One of Rarity's suitcases had slammed her in the head as she was leaving the boutique. So, where are they? Rarity asked, looking around. I don't see them anywhere. Who? wondered Twilight. Oh, the guards are waiting at the library. I came to get you, she said, looking at the mountain of bags that her friend had packed. Guessing you're ready to go? Of course, dear. A lady is always prepared. She hunted the two continued towards the library. It wasn't long before they reached the treehouse. Parked right outside were two sparkling white carriages, with a pair of white Pegasus who looked up to each other. Other friends were already accounted for, except for one. Where's Fluttershy? Asked Twilight. Rainbow Dash, I thought you asked her to go to the college to get her. I'm sorry for using the word so on here, because here's the sentence as is written. I asked you to sew to the college to get her. I did. I even brought I even brought the yarn and everything, the Rainbow Maiden Pony said defensively. But when I got there, she wasn't home. Elzar scratched her chin. Now I'll think about it. I haven't seen her at all recently. Where do you think she could have gone? Just a green walking bush started to make its round the corner. A familiar yellow mare's head poked down. Did he follow me? Fluttershy asked nervously, her head darting in every direction, looking for a threat. Who's Sugar Cube? Lyra and Bonbon, she squeaked. You've been following me for the past 3 weeks. Oh, that's disgusting. I don't know why, but I don't want to go back in the closet. Go back in the what? Questioned Pinky. There was laughter coming around the corner. Fluttershy gasped as she buzzed back in her buzz as the green unicorn and her cream-colored companion came into her. Lyra spoke first. Let's bring her. We're going to read ahead to see what our dialogue is going to be like before you continue, can we? Sure, go ahead, you two. Okay, I looked ahead. Apparently this author realized that lesbians can have a normal conversation that doesn't involve sex. I am so fucking glad! Have you seen Fluttershy? Asked Bonbon. The main six looked around, not wanting to blow their friend's cover. All shook their heads. Oh, okay, said Lyra. Hey, Spike's home? Yes, doesn't show him. I began. Spike's been away in Canterlot. What? Stammered Bonbon. Like, a few hours? No, 3 weeks. Wow, Bonbon said, looking towards Lyra. We really last like your time. Yeah. Well, you see Spike, tell him we said hi. Twilight rolled her eyes. Will do. She giggled as the 2 ponies left. Rarity tapped her hoof on the ground in irritation. What have y'all done? I'd like to see my Spike again. Too late, Rarity, Rainbow said. We're coming. Spike walked into the den.
Hello, and welcome to the Den of the Drake. While other dragons hoard gold, I hoard internet cringe. And Spiky, you are completely cringy.
The stars. As it turned out, it was actually the Castle Armory Forge room. All around were piles of metal, stacks of spears and swords, heaps of armor, and waterfalls of lava. It had to be hot as a volcano down here. And I still remember how some of my riffers were shocked that I had them making swords and spears in Fall of Starfleet. But shouldn't they have more advanced weapons? Well, they would, but unfortunately, in Starfleet, they don't have laser guns. I'm sorry. And Skizzeltech on MLP works only so far. As for a joke, my hands are tied. I'm sorry. I do play by the rules. Hello? He called out. He heard the clanging of a hammer pounding on metal as he looked towards a shadowy figure. The figure stopped pounding his hammer and glanced in his direction. He was too far away for Spike to see him, but he was big. Bigger than any pony he'd seen before.
Hello there,
he said. His voice was low and grumbly. He sounded dazed.
They said you'd be coming today.
Hey there, said the dragon. I'm Spiky, you are?
The creature chuckled. Forgive me if I don't get many visitors down here,
he said.
Ponies don't like this level of heat, but we're not ponies, are we?
Okay, so if ponies don't come down there that very often, then how are you sure that the armor will fit them? Or how can you be so sure that the weapons will be to their liking? You're not really making anything appropriate here. You're just making a one-size-fits-all. Yeah, and that's a good thing, because you would want standardized uniforms that... Something wrong? The army has tailors. They tailor your suit. They make sure that it fits you. People are different. People have different sizes, weights, variations of every single type of body you can imagine. So, no. Having a specific one-size-fits-all suit is not a good idea. I'm more of a runner. When I'm not using my wings, or in my pony form, would like to have armor that would give me a chance to run faster. Or I would like to have something that gives me more of a use of my legs, since that's where all my power is. Oh, so it's kind of a dumb move. Brilliant! Now you're thinking of portals. Spike was confused. I'm sorry, we're not ponies. The figure stepped out of shadow. He was about 8 feet tall, a few feet taller than Spike. His outer scales were the color of weathered rubies, while his stomach and neck were yellowish gold. He had many scars along his long crimson snout, showing off his many yellow teeth. One eye had a small metal plate welded to it. His good eye was shining like a golden medallion.
It's been so long since I've seen another dragon.
He smiled, offering a hand to the purple dragon. You mean, all this time there was, Spike stammered, unable to get his thoughts together. Me either. What? So, Celestia never sent anybody down, never asked Twilight to talk once he wanted research. This is putting in so many plot holes. Do you read your own material, Fick?
The Red Drake chuckled. I've been down here for almost 500 years, making armor and weapons for Her Majesty. Oh, and the name is Varnal Cocknut Anavago.
Mr. Dragon, I'm going to stop you right here. I mean, for 500 years, Celestia had this dragon down here, working. Okay, I've got to ask. If Celestia knew that there was a dragon down there, why didn't she ever send Twilight down here so she could study dragons, considering that she was actually raising her? If there was another dragon down here, why didn't Celestia ever decide to go downstairs and say, Hey, Mr. Dragon, can you do us research? Because everybody's too afraid to actually talk to dragons to actually do any good research on them. When Spike was actually curious about his dragon heritage, why didn't Celestia just go say, "Hey, Spike, I have a dragon down here for you to talk to"? If there was a dragon here making all this type of armor and equipment, why didn't he go over to take care of the dragon that was in the mountain about a few years ago? If Spike actually knew, if nobody knew about this dragon, then why doesn't anybody ever ask questions? Why didn't anybody ever tell Spike about this? If Shining Armor knew about this dragon, why didn't he ever tell anybody about this? Was he just never given his armor? Did he never ask where these armor and weapons came from? If that is true, then how come nobody actually ever, decided to say, "Hey, holy hell, our weapon and armor are made by dragons"? Excuse me a sec. Hello, this is Starfleet. Yeah, Starfleet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for complaining about every plot hole you've ever done. 'Cause this is stupider! The stained dragon smiles. He rolled his eye. Just call me Forge. He turned around, picking up a large sheet of metal, examining it. So, you need a set of armor? I do, asked the fellow Drake. That's why I called you down here, Forge says. Yes, Spike. I'm going to assume that Conquest is stronger than your scales. You're going to need a fucking set of armor, you twit! You're going to be fighting Creator or Conquest, or whatever the Dragon Killer's calling himself now. You know about Conquest? Know him? I dated him, started Forge. I fought him about 1,000 years ago. We broke up the first time. Spike's heart scraped a beat. He's escaped before? 3 times, actually. What? 3 times, actually. First time was 1,000 years ago. Then again, 400 years ago. And most recently, less than a century. Oh God, you killed him, Vic! You genuinely killed him! Rex, can't believe this! 10 years and all these plot holes! He said they're so much stupid! And you killed him! Stato, you'll never believe this, but Legendbringer, after studying through so many bad stuff, studying through so many fics, we finally found a plot hole that actually just killed him!
Oh, how terrible. Well, here, let me help.
Oh, thanks, Mom. That plot hole was just so deadly. I can't believe I got hit. You can go now. I'll try to manage. I'm sorry, folks. I don't know what's worse about this whole thing. I don't know if this is a plot hole or a flaw in the story or what. But you're telling me that we were able to record Luna showing up 1,000 years ago, and we knew about her in Legends. People put her away. I can understand Discord being forgotten about over 1,000 years. Got it. I'm fine with that. You know, even nowadays, we've put some horrors of our world behind us from 1,000 years ago. Fine, I'm okay with that. Even if it is recorded, because, sometimes people just now find this stuff out. But 400 years ago, and then less than a century ago, this means that Gray Smith was alive at the time. Because you said less than a century. Less than a century could be anywhere from 90 to today. Less than a century is 99 years on down. Nobody talked about this? Nobody was like, yeah, there's this guy named Conquest. We need to be pretty careful about him. It was never explored. You people might remember on season 3 of Starfleet, one of my biggest complaints about the plot there was that apparently when Twilight was alive, there was an invasion by a robotic alien force. And Cadence's brother, Fratello, made a suit of armor, became roboticized, and took him out. Apparently, this had no effect on Equestria or its space fleet or anything else that was interesting that would have allowed them to examine or try to figure this stuff out. This is somehow more stupid than that. Because apparently, Conquest is such an easy foe to take out that you literally dealt with him 3 times and took him out. This is like the Joker coming out and being worried. Oh, sure, people are going to die, but we know Batman can take him out. He always does. Threats like this shouldn't be that easy to take out. Conquest should be something like Unicron. He should be called something like, the Lord of Hate. But nope, apparently he was able to be taken out 3 times already! I can't believe it, Spike shouted, his voice echoing through the forest. This isn't the first time that has happened. I can't believe it either, Spike. Nope, said the dragon, placing a medal on Spike's chest, bending the edges around his shoulders with incredible strength. But try not to think about it too much. Fuck that! I am thinking about it, Vic. I'm thinking about it long and hard. Because you just basically made your opponent a wimp. You're just basically saying that he can actually be taken out by the army. Why even need the main 6? Why even need Spike at all? Apparently this guy could be sealed up, beaten, taken out by a bunch of soldiers. And yeah, as always, that's my problem when you start saying that these soldiers can take out these threats like Conquest. Congratulations, Vic. You've officially just said the main 6, our main heroes, the main characters, are pointless. Why do I care about the main 6 at this moment? Why am I not following the adventures of Break Hardcheese and his military men? Yeah, let's get them down! Bam, 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 bam! Pew, pew, pew! Yeah! Because congratulations, you just told me they're not important. You just told me they are worthless. Because apparently, Conquest can be taken out with a slap to the face. And that was the other reason I put him against Starfleet. I wanted a guy who could actually be taken out by the main 6, but not taken out by Starfleet. I wanted to pull the wool over Starfleet's eyes. Well, at least he could. Well, at least we're not going to find out that the guy he's talking to got easily handed Conquest's ass. Less than a week to make you some armor. I haven't had a set of armor for a dragon, well, ever. Really? Asked Spike, as the dragon placed thick bands of steel over his purple vest. Told you, not many fingers. I've made Trapani's armor so many times, I could do it in my sleep, Forrest said, turning around with Garrett Mel. What happened? Spike asked, trying to steer the conversation back to Conquest. With Conquest? Forrest asked, racing to a pool of lava with his bare claw.
I defeated him.
What? You... What? You mean this guy defeated Conquest a couple of times before? Congratulations! The main six are useless. Spike is useless. Why do we even have these characters? Why do we even have these main characters? Why do we even care about them? If they can be taken out, the Conquest can be taken out so easily, then why do I care? Why do I care about any of this? Why am I even at this story?
Barely, groaned the dragon, still digging around a pool of lava. But the bastard tore my dragon wings off.
Oh no! Now you're gonna have to make mechanical wings.
He sewed Spike in his back, and sure enough, there were two little stumps where his wings should have been. He also ripped up my eye.
So I guess you didn't kill him?
Asked the purple drake. Forrest shook his head, pulling out its plate of steel. Not as much as I would have wanted, but the princesses zapped him back into his little prison.
When was this? Wait, what? Why?
Don't know, muttered Forrest, but they should have done something better. Otherwise, it just keeps happening.
Yeah! It does! Did you say this happened 3 times?
Yeah, and every time it's taking a dragon to put him back.
You just said that it took the princesses to steal him away! So, Thick, which is it? Was it a dragon that sealed him up and beat him? Because beating technically means sealing up. Or was it the princesses? Can't have it both ways, story. Was it a dragon or not? Make up your mind! I'm sorry, Darkness of Dimensions. I really am. You're not as stupid as most people think. You're brilliant. I prefer the Legend of Zelda fic. Megazords and Gundams. This whole plot contrivance, the stupidity of this plot, it's so badly written that I may have to rethink some of the worst fics I've ever read. And again, nobody's actually ever read this story. That's what gets me. My riffers never did. None of the people who've actually read Fall of Starfleet read this story. So they don't know the stupidity from which Conquest was born. And I hope you people listening to this appreciate it. Okay. And now that I think about it, okay, so apparently this happened 1,000 years ago. Fine. Apparently it took the princesses to put him back 1,000 years ago. Fine. What about 400 and less than a century ago? Because 400 years ago, it was just one princess. In less than 99, 100 years ago, right around when, yeah, I remind you, Granny Smith, Grandpere, I'm guessing Cranky Doodle, were all alive. Need to remind you of that. And a lot of Applejackson's grandparents were alive. There was only one princess. So No elements. So what does he do then? Vic, you can't just throw this lore at me and go, there, smile and nod, die. Because unfortunately, I'm not that stupid yet. But I do know what will make me that stupid. Let's see. Going to Reddit. Let's see. Oh, here's a few people to mock. Check. I'll read this for a few minutes. Oh, and add a dose of Blue Sky plus Twitter and oh my god, I'm completely paranoid and stupid now. Die. This week good. This week actually smart. I'll continue now. You see, Dice Spike, if there's anything this conquest guy is even the slightest bit afraid of, it's dragons. Why a dragon? Questioned Spike. Strongest things on the planet, replied Forge. Also, there's a prophecy. What prophecy? Did they tell you anything? Asked the floating dragon. Spike shook his head sheepishly. Well, the princesses believe that conquest is going to destroy all life we knew it. And according to them, the only thing that can stop a dragon, well, that's what they thought I was. Guess they were wrong. But you stopped them, said Spike. But I didn't stop him. And neither could the other two. But hey, Forte's a charm, right? But you did stop him! You put him away! That counts as stopping him! When you seal somebody up, you stop him! And neither could the other two. Spike couldn't help a smile. I guess, he said. So, how did they find you? Were you raised by a pony too? Ford sighed. Yeah, I was born and raised in Volcana, city in Volcano, capital of dragons. You never been? He asked. Far as I've ever been is Burntwood, said Spike. See, well, as I was growing up, stayed forth as he continued to pound the sea of Mal, I always had this desire to create things. Well, other dragons only wanted to destroy. The elders found about this and banished me for creating the tools of the demons. What do you mean? Dragons think that tools make them weak. So they don't use rocks, claws, or other things? Because, you know, tools, anything could technically be a tool. They're just things that you use. They thought I was weak, so they banished me and I traveled to Equestria. They are dumb! They are dumbasses! That's what you meant to princesses? Exactly, smiled Forrest. He stopped hammering the shield and picked it up. Been working at the forts ever since. Well, a small break to save the world. Now hold still. And nobody noticed this? Why? Now hold still. He placed the bent metal around Spike's head. So we talk about me. Now talk about yourself. Instead of the Bartwood, never meet any nice dragonesses? Spike laughed. I didn't meet one, but things didn't work out. I meant, did you leave any royal dragons crying for you? You know, some dragon to go back to when this is all over, said Florence. Images of a certain white mare flashed through Spike's head as he blessed. Well, actually, there's this mare. Forrest looked at his good eyebrow. A mare, huh? You know, just removing the eye doesn't mean your eyebrow's not working. I haven't heard about pony and a dragon together since the Dark Ages. And even then it was for a tree, not love. Then he re-rolled and ponies didn't have to do that no more. He turned Spike around, placing their seat metal on his back. So is he pretty? Spike broke out in laughter at the comment. Absolutely beautiful, but she's more than that. She's generous, caring, smart, funny, kind, perfect in every way. Sounds dreamy. So what about you? Meet any spells at some point? Forrest stopped working for a moment. I did, he said, resuming hammering. But that was once upon a time. Oh, said Spike, picking up the scene that he didn't want to talk about it. Anyways, said Forrest, I think I'm done here. Really? Asked Spike, looking at his body. The metal plates on barely hung together and looked like it would fall apart if you moved. This is my armor! Of course not, laughed the dragon. Those are just measurements. I'll be making the actual armor out of something a lot tougher than pony steel. Well, those actually does make sense. You give boys bad armor? No, I give them steel because it's the hardest stuff they can lift. Your armor's going to be heavier, but thrice as tough. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Before I leave, could I ask you to do something for me? And what that might be? Asked the forest dragon curiously. Stars. 2 Pegasus pulled chariots were soaring through the sky and was approaching the courtyard of the castle at great speed. Yeah, because why use the trains? That's for plebeians. Twilight looked at idly at the castle. No matter how many times I see it, the castle still gives me goosebumps, she said excitedly. Outside nudged Rarity on the side, pointing. Look, it's the princess! It's back! Forget Luna, then. Spike! Gasped Rarity, and poke your head out the window. Where? Window? Do we ride the same carrots, Toots? All there, by the princess and on that big at the field, said Applejack. Sure enough, there was a tall, white, majestic mare, and standing by her was the purple dragon. Luna decided to fuck off. Rarity tapped the side of Pegasus. Excuse me, sir, but do you think you could go a little faster? The stallion nodded as he motioned for his companion to pick up the pace. Soon they had almost doubled their speed. They were heading straight towards the princess and the dragon. Spike looked at the oncoming carriages. Looks like you're coming in a little fast. Don't worry, they'll slow down. The carriages continued to pick up speed as soon as he ascended. Princess, are you sure? Asked the worried Spike. Spike, dear, highly trained, disciplined escorts. I think they would. Duck! Screamed Spike, throwing himself to the ground, dragging the princess with him. The flying carriages barely missed their heads. They parked close to the tune, the ponies on board quickly unloading themselves. Ha! Spike rose to his knees and he saw friends jump off and start running towards him. He slowly made his way towards them as well, until he got tackled by a purple blur. Twilight knocked on his feet as he embraced her little brother. I missed you so much, she cried, burying her head to his chest. I missed you too, Twilight, the dragon said, striking one of his claws through her deep purple mane. I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused you. He's back kissing! Piggy screamed as he got to the air and cannonballed towards Spike. What? He shrieked, but it was too late. The bouncing pink point collided with his face. Spike! She screamed silently. I miss you so much. How you been trying to fight so cool? Hey, you know what that calls for? A party? The dragon cried in front of the Piggy. Oh. So it's one thing is fixed, huh? Yep, Piggy. Pinks, what are you doing? Don't worry, I have a solution. Boop! Behold! That's a robot you. Mm-hmm. It has 1,001 classes of phrases meant for any type of situation. I want to bring this out every time I'm in a fic where I'm only just a party assessed mirror and I got no other personality type. So, here's my to-do list. I am off on vacation. Oh, cheese! Boinky, 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 boinky. Fluttershy quietly made her way to Spike, followed by Rainbow and Applejack. Oh, hello, Spike. So nice to see you again, Yellow Mare whispered. Yeah, no idea how boring it is without you around. I hate to start racing Scootaloo again, as he still sucks at flying! Hey! Piggy! You got one of those bots for me? Sorry, Rainbow Dash! I only had time to build one! Ugh, Ow! Talk about the most out of character thing I could have said! Ow! You're right, Legend. I'm missing Micah's interpretation of me. I would never be this mean to Scootaloo! I'm blaming Mac Hur's ankle again for the millionth time, mumbled Applejack. Because, of course, can't use any other platform for us, right? They'll use you on the farm.
Spike smiled as he looked around his group of friends. Trust me, I missed you all more than you missed me. He said, but maybe you could get off me? Together you're all a little heavy. A little disgruntled from his weight commented, the 5 mares got out of Spike and let him up, back to his feet. He noticed that one pony was still at the carrots. Her hose wrapped around Frolic as he stared like a freeze of fire. However, Spike was still smiling. Elzek let out a little chuckle. You're in trouble now, cowboy.
Oh dear, you don't think he's mad, do you?
Of course he's mad, Si. Can't you tell by that dust there?
Rainbow, please. Come to her. I'm sure she's not mad.
You sure?
Positive.
Spike gave Twilight a quick, loving hug before walking back to Rarity. Dead Drake walking, called Rainbow, quickly being shut up by Applejack's hoof. Spike kept walking towards Rarity, her stare not changing a bit as he approached. He could feel the coldness being emanating from her eyes. As he got closest, he noticed a little smirk on her face. It felt a little warmer as he closed the last few feet between them. He stared into those blue, gem-like eyes that he missed her so much. Finally, a little fairy humbled, Hey Rarity, did you miss me? Rarity replied to the dragon's kind gesture with a hoof across the face. Yeah! He cringed for the supplies and strong force behind it. What was that for?
That's for leaving me without telling me where you're going, she bought. How dare you do such a thing? I don't care if it was to protect me or 2 dangerous. Don't you ever!
Rarity, pleaded the dragon.
Leave me behind again! She continued to shout. I won't leave you no matter what. You hear me, Spike?
Rarity.
I did nothing. Do you think that's funny? Said Twilight Lenses and not me, she yelled.
Dragon rolled his eyes. Screw it, I'm doing it. Ah, I get it. Because Spike is way more mature and macho than Rarity. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Ha. She was caught off guard as Spike picked her up, dipped her down, and locked her in a kiss. It had been a long time coming, to warm from her mouth as the 2 lovers were finally reconnected after all this time. Rarity quickly tried to hit Mike Dragon's side, still angry with him, but her body went limp as he gave to the intoxicating kiss. Her cries of anger quickly becoming moans of delight, she wrapped her hose around the dragon's neck. After minutes, they parted lips. Rarity was still dazed by the bliss. She was staring lovingly into the dragon's emerald eyes.
I'm still mad at you.
Can't have that known, can we? Smirked the dragon as he pressed another kiss against the mare's lips. They quickly parted again. Rarity's eyes were hot as he pressed her nose up against the dragon's snoot.
I'm actually quite furious with you, the sultry man whispered. I'll have to do a lot more than kiss to make up.
The dragon flashed his teeth with a devil's grin. What do you have in mind? White Mare lifted her head to his ear, whispered something that made Spike's heart drop. Without saying anything, Spike whisked his mare up and took flying towards the castle, leaving everybody else's hit else with the princess.
Pinkie Pot scratched her head. Where do you think they are going?
She asked.
Toy buzzed a little. I think they went to bed, Pinkie. Why?
Wondered the pink pony.
I'm throwing a party tonight, and everyone is going to be invited, and the princesses will be there too.
She looked up to Celestia.
Will you come, princess?
Celestia smiled. Of course, Pinkie Pot. My sister and I would love to come. Elzek looked around. Spoiler, so where's like?
Oh, what is to be back from racing the moon right about now?
Celestia looked around.
I wonder what's taking so long.
The stars. Liv just finished racing the moon for the night and began her descent back to the castle. Though her finally being able to spend her long night with the one she lusted for, she knows the flying carrots below her and was excited to investigate. She landed on a large hill that overlooked the field where her sister and Spike waved to carrots. The elements arrived. She smiled as she decided to watch them from a distance. Of course, Twilight was excited to see him, along with Rainbow, Applejack, Pinkie Pot, and Fireside. She let out a small giggle as they all jumped off with him. He'll be happy tonight, and happier later. She smiled at the thoughts of seeing her love would do that night. Then she went over to Rarity. I guess she missed him too, she smiled. Watching the dragon as the white mare slapped him, and then began to yell at him. Little lasted more as he saw the little pony trying to beat up the big dragon. Then something happened. Out of nowhere, Spike grabbed her, and then he... You're kissing him! She screamed. Stark continued to watch the two as they kissed for a second time. Oh, you did not just kiss my dragon! Excuse me, I gotta go somewhere. Sporking. This is an oversexed person! Swear. Wing sprang up as her longhorn growled.
Seal stared at the two with absolute fury as they flew out together. As she grew angrier, dark clouds started to manifest behind her, until the night sky was flooded by her angry, stormy clouds. No one steals my Drake friend, she yelled, flat lightning flashing and thunder echoing behind her. Is y'all here tonight? She said, through the sky, seeing the storm clouds quickly approaching. We better get started. There be a storm up brewing. Oh, God. I'll see what type of pony I'm gonna be. Well, time to get down to business.